Hi everyone, this is Vicky tuning in from Canberra, Australia. Today I'm doing an easy ride on Zwift, a virtual e-sports riding platform, the one I've been on for over 10 years now, and really enjoy it. That we're now in a climate of exploring, well, there's a whole lot of competitors to this market now, and one of them is my Whoosh, another one is Indie Velo. I've been on those as well, and I'm going to be streaming slash probably recording my insights into those ones as well. I plan to do some racing this week on Indie Velo. I've done one race there. It was certainly an eye-opener. And what I'm figuring out as a indoor cyclist who loves racing and loves these whole virtual worlds is that each platform is different, which to many of you probably sounds very logical. It's now getting my small techie brain around all of those different platforms and how to ride, but more importantly, how am I going to race them? Still very much an indoor cyclist. I don't venture outside anymore. Not ashamed of that. As I've said many times to different interviews and different places, I actually really enjoy indoor cycling for the lifestyle that it provides for me. You can see a bunch of, this way, you can see a bunch of handlebars on a wall. This is my bike fitting studio here in Canberra, and it's a very pleasant place for me. I don't really call this my pain cave. I call this, it's a pleasant cave. Obviously, I've put out some massive efforts over the years racing on Zwift, and now thinking about how I'm going to evolve and still be this exclusive indoor cyclist and adapt to the different platforms and their different algorithms, their tactical components, because many who don't know cycling or indoor cycling will say it's just a power game, it's just a numbers thing. It certainly isn't. And with these more racing-oriented platforms, they are throwing a whole lot of other factors into the equation. So we've got wind again, we've got speeds, which I haven't looked at my speed much on Zwift many years. I've very much focused on relative, so watts per kilo, which has its flaws in this world. Like it's a good gauge of your fitness, but it can become very centric watts per kilo, when I think certain races and terrain should be more about the absolute watts. But that's what Zwift is, very familiar with it. And this Desertscape Tempest Fugit, which I've ridden many, many times, is, even though it's Desertscape, I actually really enjoy it. The graphics on Zwift are amazing. I use a very swishy gaming laptop. I don't get sponsored or kickbacks for any of this, but Metabox is the one I use, and it's an amazing graphics card and integration system, so it makes my ride inside extremely pleasurable, even when I'm racing hard. So yeah, today's agenda is just an easy flat ride. This is probably the most flat, least undulating courses around on Zwift. It can be used for fast, flat time trials, or it can be rides like this, where I often sit up, have a coffee, be talking on Discord, can be talking on the phone, and my heart rate is 103, which is very low for me. So yeah, this is my first attempt at recording through the OBS studio. I don't do tech awesomely well, although I have learnt over the years. And then when I talk to like a friend who doesn't know indoor cycling, I realise how techie I have become and how many things I've had to grapple with to get things working. I don't have a high patience for things that don't work straight away. So this has certainly taught me the fact that I'm on here recording on OBS Studio, linked up to my Twitch account and doing Zwift is that's quite phenomenal for me. So I just have to do it in little doses and feel comfortable with little bits, and then I will look to progress from there. I certainly would like to stream and record the other platforms as well, because I think, yeah, we're in a real stage of discovery, especially since my Whoosh has acquired the rights for the next 3 years to host the Esports Cycling World Championships. Having been on Zwift for 3 years, that's a big news. The other big news is that that platform is going to be having a live event in Abu Dhabi for the World Championships finals. I'm going to be very interested to see the qualification process. I hope it's well planned and fair to allow people who are very much in this niche of indoor cycling and may come out of the woodwork, and people we haven't necessarily seen, getting the opportunity through the right qualification process to be selected just as someone like me who's been in it a long time, but always reveling in new competition. It's what makes me strive to do better. I don't always, I'm certainly not on the top of the field in the women. They have become super strong over the years, and I have to lift my game as well. I'm probably double most of their ages, and that's okay. I have to keep thinking with people who mentor me around how I'm going to stay up as the top of the game as much as I can. I do love racing the elite level. That's the type of person I am. I'm competitive, and I keep trying to push the barriers of my own performance to the extent I will. I'll probably do that to the day I die. With the movement practices I do off the bike, the recovery, the nutrition, everything works together to perform on indoor cycling, but also just to perform in life. Have the energy I need for my family, for my work, and for this racing and training. I'm really starting to waffle now, which not really sure how many will stick this long with me. I can go to lots of different topics, heavily interested in health and nutrition and coaching and cycling and bike fitting and parenting even. But yeah, I think I need to come up with a bit of a plan and some themes and topics that people might be interested in listening to me waffle on about. Certainly want to make it more interactive, and that's where I think having the chat and doing some more streaming is a great idea, because it's very much the community and the online immediate sort of interaction which I seem to have come to in Zwift, but equally it can happen in the other platforms too. It's just at the moment they're in their relative infancy compared to Zwift. A lot of the complaints I'm hearing is that, okay, it's great racing these bots. It's not everything, it's not as bad as we thought it would be, but it lacks community. Well, that's a cyclical argument until you get more people or your friends, having a go at some of these other platforms. Yeah, you are going to only be speaking to bots that don't necessarily speak back, but it's only with time. And it's not about making a choice between one or the other and only this one. What we're sensing or what people are talking about in the forums is that a certain platform will serve one population and their needs and enjoyment, and another platform might be more designed and its algorithms more designed for racing. I guess the issue there is it could get awfully expensive on a monthly basis. At the moment, some of these ones are free, probably not forever. And I guess as a question as an indoor cyclist, how much are you going to fork out monthly for your various subscriptions? Or are you going to restrict it to one, which is, I think, something to think about. I'm certainly not rolling in cash to be able to necessarily be part of all those. The counter argument to that is, well, you pay for races in real life, which, well, I don't, but I'm certainly a member of a racing association in Australia, Oz Cycling, where I have a yearly license, and races both in the triathlon and cycling space, because of insurance, because of the cost of living, everything is just going up. So I guess you've got to weigh up, well, what is an indoor subscription to a couple of platforms versus racing outdoors. I still need a license from my national body when I'm competing and verified for the big events on the indoor cycling space. So yeah, all sorts of considerations. I try to stay grounded. Currently, as you can see, doing a super easy ride, able to can constantly chat, which is, again, you'll see, not unlike me. Sometimes you might just want to watch me putting it out, high power, not being able to speak even one words, feeling like I'm going to maybe throw up at the end of the race, which probably I'll try to avoid that for everyone. Anyway, that's good for now, and hope to catch you in another recording. Yeah, have a great day, everyone, wherever you are in the world, and a great week of riding indoors.